So lately I understand that men's mental health is something that has been a big concern and never really seems to be addressed properly. I know a lot of podcasts and social media outlets have been discussing this topic in much detail, and I just want to give my 2 cents on the topic as well. Recently on the Joe Rogan podcast, he had Chris Williamson as a guest. Chris is a well-known online personality who has also appeared on Love Island UK and now runs his own podcast where he speaks a lot about men's mental health issues.
Going to the gym is right wing and liking fast cars is right wing and all the rest of it. The number of liberal women that are struggling, I think, to find an eligible partner is going up because they just can't find a guy that'll hold the door open for them, that'll treat them like a lady, that'll try and be the protector, provider, procreator thing. You go, you're talking about a conservative. You're talking about somebody who's more traditional in that way. And I get worried, I sort of talk a lot about this stuff on the show, and I get worried about not helping men to improve in this sort of zero-sum view of empathy, that if you give some attention to men and the way that they're struggling, that it takes it away from some other more deserving group.
So in that video that I just showed, he talks about wanting to help men and how whenever this topic is raised, there are often other people who respond by saying that the attention is being taken away from another group that is more deserving of that help. I partially agree with this from what he's saying, but I think it's important to be clear about one thing. Support for men isn't being taken away from anyone else or another group. The real issue is that men are often too afraid to show vulnerability. So these problems don't get talked about unless things reach a critical point, or we simply shut ourselves off from the world. Men's problems aren't pushed aside, they're just rarely voiced. Even when something is wrong, most of us don't like to open up about it. As a result, people assume we're fine and turn a blind eye. But the truth is we're human. Even if we don't talk about it or try to be very discreet about it, the struggle is still there. I'm not an expert, but I am a man and I have my own struggles. I sometimes feel scared to open up about it too. Pride and ego can take over, but sometimes all we really need is someone to talk to. As someone who has been struggling with mental health myself and addiction, I realize that it's important to create a community to help boost one another.
50% of men who kill themselves have no history or evidence of mental illness. What causes people to kill themselves is they try to connect with others and they get rejected. I can feel the hurt. I can feel the loss.
In that video that I just shared, it is apparent to me that Dr. K, talking to Stephen Bartlett on his podcast, Diary of a CEO, where he talks about how men really struggle to connect in the modern age. And this is mainly due to social media and the advancements of tech in recent times. But why not use these mediums to help men who are going through the same struggles? Sure, I'm not a mental health expert, but I know that being a part of a community is something that we as humans all want and need, whether that be online or in person. I want to break the cycle. I want to bring men together and maybe even create a community on a platform like Minecraft. I think that games that enforce community like Minecraft can be used to build proper communities, and we can use that to eventually reflect it in the real world as well. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, but bringing a community of men together and creating a culture of inclusion and a safe place to talk is my aim. Where you won't be judged or considered weak for being vulnerable, but by learning this it shouldn't also dictate your identity. So come join my Discord or join my Twitch stream. Link is in the description, or just DM me on social media. I want to help. I genuinely want to help. I've helped a lot of guy friends in the past to get their life back moving forward. So please don't be afraid to reach out.